Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Shoesting Travel. I am Tanayesh. Today we'll talk about this Fujifilm XS10 which they have recently launched. We'll do a detailed unboxing, we'll do a detailed review and tell you how you can use this camera for your photography and videography purpose. People who are joining in for the first time and who don't know me, I am a travel blogger and a photographer by passion. I love to take cinematic videos, travel videos and do lots of photography. Through this channel, you will see lots of travel videos, photograph the gadgets that I used for my day-to-day photography. Since we have launched this channel during the pandemic COVID times, you will not see lots of travel videos right now. But as soon as we start traveling, we'll see lots of travel videos. And before we proceed with the unboxing and detailed review of this camera, most important thing, please subscribe to this channel. And if you like this video, please press a like button and put in the comment section below and also share it with your friends. And one more important thing, if you have got any questions related to travel across the world and if you have got any questions related to photography, please send me on the comment. I would love to answer you. This is my own personal experience. And let's start with the unboxing right now. So here is the box of Fujifilm XS10. I have already opened the sticker because it required a knife. So let's start with the unboxing. So I can see there are two boxes. Let me take out the first box. This is a huge box. I think there is camera inside. Oh no, warranty card. So it comes with 2 years of warranty. That's really cool. Some manual, and this is this amazing 1855 f2.8 to fold lens. Trust me guys, this is an amazing lens. I have been using this lens with my XT30. It gives really good pictures. There is also a lens hood, so that's really great of Fuji to include a lens hood with this lens. Let's see what's there in the other box. So this is normal, so I'll just throw it away. So this is the manual. This is a huge manual. Nobody reads manual these days anyways. So here is this Fujifilm XS10 camera. Wow, this looks amazing. Oh, I can see there's a swivel screen, pretty cool, and there's the grip is really nice. So let's see this camera in the detailed review. I'll just throw off these boxes. Let me see what's there inside this box. I think the battery and the charger. Yes, they have given a strap. This, yeah, the leather strap which comes with almost all Fuji cameras. They have given a battery and this is a charging cable. So great, nothing inside this box. So now let's start with the review right away. So as soon as you take out this camera from the box, right, the first thing you will notice is this huge grip. Now I have been using XT30 for a long time now, more than a year now. So always the Fujifilm users, whether they are XT3 users, XT30 users, kind of, most of them complain that the grip is not huge enough to hold it properly. Most of the people used to have an additional grip to get a strong grip, but that Fujifilm has taken care of it. Now you will see a huge grip. Now let us compare this grip with the Fuji XT30 that I have been using. So this is Fuji XT30. Now if you look at this camera, this has got a small grip, right? And it is little difficult to use and get stabilized video shots if I am planning to do lots of video. But now if you compare this grip with this Fuji XS10, you can see a huge difference in the size of the grip. Now your hand, because I have got big hands, now it can actually fill your hands properly and you can get a good grip at it. The second interesting thing that Fuji has incorporated in this camera is this swivel screen. Now this screen is really interesting because if you are into vlogging style video, you can now flip the screen, bring it in the front and take a video of your own. Or else if you're mostly into photography, you can flip the screen back. You can turn it around like this, take video for this is really interesting for low angle shots. Now you don't have to bend your neck to get a low hanging shots. You just put the camera like this, from the top, you can see what you are clicking. So this really helps in terms of the low hanging shots. Now if you want to take normal pictures, normal video, just flip the screen. It attaches to the body of the camera and you can start clicking, right? So that's the best part. Now for me who loves traveling, most of the time it used to happen that I was a little scared of getting the screen scratched, so I always used to use a screen protector. Now that has been taken care of. You can simply swivel the screen like this, put it back, and now you have a strong protection for the screen. So Fujifilm, thank you so much for this amazing innovation that you have done with this Fuji XS10. Now coming on to the button placements. If you look at this button, now they have done away with few of those manual looking buttons. So I'll just show you my XT30. So people who are like Fuji fans, they always liked the retro look of the camera. You had this mode dial buttons wherein you can change the shutter speed, you can easily change the modes here. Now in this Fuji XT30 which I am using, you will not see any of those normal modes you see on the DSLR camera, A, P, S, M. However, in this Fuji XS10 they have brought it back. So if you are migrating from a DSLR or a mobile phone to a mirrorless camera, you can feel it easy. The learning curve is like really easy, and you can just take your camera out and start shooting. But learning curve for XT30 or XT3 is, I'd say, not difficult, but a little bit lengthier than using this XS10. So these buttons they have done away with. Now XS10 comes with this mode dial button, which starts with manual, aperture priority mode, shutter priority mode, then the program mode, and of course there is an auto mode. They have also come up with 3 customizable settings for the videos. You can see for the videos and the photographs. So C1, C2, C3, C4. So there are 4 customizable buttons for it. You can also use the video mode over here. Now one of the interesting thing, right, which I really liked about this about this mode dial, you can turn it completely 360. So there is no lock mechanism as such. So if you are using from auto, if you want to go anti-clockwise, you can do that. If you want to go clockwise, you can do that very easily. Now the second important thing was the placement of the Q button. So in XT30, the Q button was placed somewhere here. So every time, there are lots of time when I'm using the joystick, I used to accidentally click the Q button. They have taken care of it now, and you can see the Q button placed over here, which is very easy to use. You can see an ISO button over here, dedicated ISO button, which is again very easy. Now 2 interesting things which Fuji has done. They have, as I was telling you earlier, they have done away with this mode dial button. Now they give you 2 customizable buttons. You will not see anything written over here or here. The reason being, you can customize these 2 mode dials the way you want. You can, if you want to control your shutter speed using this, you can do it. If you want to control aperture, ISO, whatever you want to do, you can customize that. So through the custom menu, you can do that. Of course, there are general things, which is the joystick, auto exposure lock, autofocus lock. Then you can see the menu, the display button, and this camera looks like really awesome. So this is, I would say, it gives a kind of retro feel to the camera, as well as you get those zing bang of the Fuji cameras that you always love. So this is the overview of how it looks like and the few ergonomics. Yes, one more important thing, there is also a dial button over here. So if you want to customize this, again, this is customizable. So if you want to customize shutter speed, aperture, ISO, anything for that matter, you can do that. Another small change that they have done, these buttons are no more clickable. So if I show you XT30, right, these buttons were clickable. So you could actually press this button. If you can see here, you can press this button and do various settings. So they have done away with, but no complaints, because this camera has been taken care of by providing additional buttons over here. Now this another interesting stuff. If you look at the shutter button, right, in XT30 the shutter button was little small. They have taken care of it in this camera, and this is a big shutter button. So you can click here easily, and you will not hunt for shutter button in the darkness if you are clicking lots of low light images. Yeah, so that's the look and feel of it. Now the another important thing is that the Fuji camera earlier, it is a big issue for me, because earlier what used to happen, if I wanted to use a microphone, they gave a 2.5 mm jack, and you have to use an additional converter from 2.5 mm to 3.5 mm, then put your mic. So they have again done away with this, and they have brought back the 3.5 mm jack, so you can directly now plug in your mic, and you use it without using any adapter. So that's a good move they have done. Now this microphone, another thing which I really like, this microphone is outside from these connectors. So in earlier cameras, this microphone connector was inside this. So if you're using a microphone, the flap used to keep was open, so there was always a chance of breaking it off. But now, since they have come up with this microphone over here, now you need not worry. You can plug in your microphone while doing a vlogging, and you can capture the sounds. Now this camera, they have kept the videographers in mind for sure, because everything which you can see in this camera are made for video. So I can see it's a clear competition to other camera models which are known for the videos. So if you are planning to do lots of video, this is a go-to camera, not only for video, but yet it doubles up as photography camera as well. Now they have also a dedicated button for shutter, for the flash. If you just click here, right, the flash pops up, and it's a beautiful flash, trust me. I have been using XT30 flash, and in XS10 also they have given the same flash, and it looks beautiful. So that's how the camera feels in the hand. I would say it's very sturdy, very strong. It will ensure that you have a proper grip while making video or photography and ease to do. Okay guys, so now let's first check out the menu system of this Fuji XS10. They have done quite a bit of interesting stuff in this menu system. So first, let's start with the image quality. It lets you record in 4 different formats. One is the fine, which is a JPEG format, normal, which is again a JPEG format. Then you can click using fine and raw, both. You can click normal and raw. Also you can click pure raw images. So photographers who likes to click pure raw and doesn't want to kind of see that their SD card memory is getting full, so you can use the raw format. Now coming on to the film simulation, the Fuji XS10 has quite a lot of film simulation. In fact, they have got some 18 film simulations. So it starts with Provia, it starts with Velvia, Astia, Classic Chrome, Pro Neg High, Pro Neg Standard, Classic Negative, which is an amazing color tone, which I love clicking with. Eterna Cinema. So this, if you are a lover of videography and want to do cinematic videos, this is the film simulation that you need to go for. Eterna Bleach Bypass is again an interesting film simulation if you want those kind of funny little effects in your in your pictures or video. Then they have got Across. Across is the film simulation if you want to shoot in black and white. It has got rich details and sharpness, so it's an amazing film simulation for black and white. This is a normal monochrome, and then they have the sepia mode. Now one of the little interesting stuff that Fuji has incorporated in this menu system, if you want to see what is the history of the menu system, what kind of pictures you can take with this particular film simulation, you just need to click this Q button on the top. It gives a little introduction and little history on the film. So if you look at Provia, right, it talks about based on Fujichrome Provia, a reversal film designed for professional use. This film simulation mode caters for all type of subjects. So if you want to know a little bit about the film simulation, you should check out by clicking the Q. So this is something which I really found it interesting, which was not there in my XT30. Now coming back to the menu system, they have got the color chrome effect, color chrome FX blue. Of course, the normal menu, white balance, dynamic range, tone, color, sharpness, clarity. Now coming on to the autofocus mode and the manual focus mode. So if you look at the focus area, right now you can see it is focused to a single point. Now they have got some 117 to 425 focus points. I'll show you how to set that. Here if you look at right now, the focus is at a single point. Just by turning the mode dial button on the front, you can select the focus areas. So here you can see I have set it to zone focusing. Then again it's a zone focusing. Then you can also select the white focusing. Now this white focusing will actually help you to track subjects if you are clicking, planning to click lots of moving images. So that's about the focusing system. Now let us go to again back to the menu. It has got the focus mode. If you look at it, has got manual focus, continuous and single autofocus. One small thing which is missing in this Fuji XS10, which was present in XT30, was a button at the front. With a single click of a button, you could easily shift between manual, continuous and single autofocus. That is missing in this camera, but doesn't matter. So anyways, they have given it in the menu option. You can also set your autofocus continuous custom settings if you want. Now this is something which I was talking about, number of focus point. You can set between 117 focus point or 425 focus points. Now let's look at the video settings of this camera. So this is the video settings. Let us look at the video settings of this camera. Now if you look at it, allows you to click 30 frames per second, 25, 24, 23.98, 60 frames per second in a full HD mode. One interesting thing, this is one of those cameras which allows you to click in 200 megabits per second, which is a bit rate is like very high, which you generally don't see in such kind of cameras apart from Fujifilm. Even XT30 had a 200 megabits per second capturing mode. You can click 4K, but in 4K you can go up to maximum 30 frames per second. 60 frames per second is missing. However, you can click 200 megabits with a bitrate videos. Now in the file format, you can select between two types of file format. Now this is another interesting feature which Fujifilm has incorporated in XS10. It has got a in-body image stabilization. So that means if you are using a lens which does not have optical stabilization, it will take care of it. Now using this IS mode, you can select IBIS or OIS, which is an in-body stabilization. They also have a digital stabilization, right? Now if you are using any of these stabilization, it kind of crops our image a little bit if you are using a digital image stabilization. However, for handheld shot, I would recommend to use this IBIS OIS plus DIS image stabilization. It has also got a IS mode boost, wherein you can boost the image stabilization, and this is, as they say, it's suitable for static handheld shooting. You can do all kinds of audio settings, and also if you're using a mic or a remote, you can set that as well. So that is the main, these are the main few things in the menu system of Fuji XS10. Just telling you, this camera was made by keeping video in mind. So now if I switch back to the video mode, if you look here, it has got a dedicated menu for video. So you will see all kind of video modes over here, wherein you can control all your video menus. So if I compare with XT30, right, in XT30 the image menu was also there, and it was kind of disabled, but whenever I used to have to kind of change menu for video, I had to go and scroll through all the menu and then come to the video mode. But here if you look at, they have got a dedicated menu for video, from where you can change the movie mode in terms of the frames, the bits. You can also select the file format. If you want to switch on the high-speed recording, that is also possible from here. Now interesting feature which I was talking about is the F-Lock recording. Now F-Lock recording is nothing but, if you have to compare in terms of photography, it's a raw capture. So it captures everything without any filter. So F-Lock recording is very good if you want to do lot of color correction, in your video, and color profiling as well. So F-Log recording is mostly for professionals, not for amateurs. We have a 4K movie output if you want to attach any external monitor to it. Now if I have to talk about the image quality, you have a dedicated film simulation over here. Again, we can see the same kind of simulation which I was talking about. We also can set white balance, dynamic range, color sharpness, peripheral light correction, and also we can select the mount adapter from 21, 24, 28 mm and 35 mm for video. So that is now dedicated. We can also select, so these modes, these focus modes that you can see is specifically for video, wherein I can select the focus areas. I can select the focus mode, autofocus mode, custom settings. Now everything is customizable. So here in custom settings, you can see the tracking sensitivity. So in terms of tracking sensitivity, I can set how much sensitive I want the tracking, face tracking to be. I'll show in the autofocus demo that how the face tracking works here. I can also select the autofocus speed. So autofocus speed is basically required here. If you want to show a slow transition between two images, then select slow. So the focus will move from far to near. But if you want to show a fast transition of the focus, then you should select the fast transition. So it will not be a slow move of the focus, but it will be fast move between two objects if you're focusing. So that's, and you can also select the mic settings. So there is a dedicated mic settings over here in the menu, wherein you can go and change all kind of settings, wind filter settings, low cut filter if you're using any external mics. You can also select the headphone volumes if you're using the headphone to listen to the mic, the recording that is being done. Yeah, so that's, and also you can do a time code display, drop frame, start time settings, and everything. So they have they have made it really interesting to give a custom video menu for this XS10. Let's see the focusing system of this camera. You can see we have selected the eye autofocus and it automatically sees my face. I'm trying to move my hands in the front and still it kind of takes care of my face and locks the focus on my face. I am moving out of the frame, but still the focus is not missing. So I would say at least for 96 to 97% of the time it locks focus on my face, and you can see it's pretty fast, right? There is no lag, hardly any lag. In fact, if I move my face different direction, I'm keeping my hands in front of my face, but still it is locking the focus. That's really great job, Fuji. So what's the final verdict for this camera? Let's start with the photographers first. If you are into photography and if you use lots of lenses which are not optically stabilized, then of course go for this camera. It has got an inbuilt IBIS as well. If you're a little low on budget and if you don't want to spend so much, you can also look at XT30. However, if you are a hybrid shooter or if you're into videography, then blindly trust this camera to deliver you the perfect results with the perfect autofocus. You should buy this camera for sure if you do even a little bit of videography as well. So yes, this is perfect camera for videographers as well as photographers. So you can blindly buy this camera for sure, and trust me, Fujifilm XS10 will deliver you the perfect results every time, everywhere.